So this session is called Love Types and Archetypes, and I talked a little bit in an earlier video clip about what we mean by love types and where I'd like to go with it. And in this brief explanation, I want to talk about archetypes. What I'm doing here is, last year, in 2018, we did a series of 6 sessions called Sufism and the Art of Living. And the first one was on something that we called mystical archetypes. Now, these archetypes were, let me think, the worshipper, the warrior, the lover, the thief, the dreamer, rebel, a guru, seducer. And we might add more as we talk about this. But I wanted at that point to introduce the idea of archetypes, to have us have a tool for self-understanding, a framework, kind of describe archetypes and see where we fall on the archetypal spectrum. But I also wanted to introduce the idea that increasingly suggests itself to me, that when we manifest on this earth plane, in our human bodies and forms and shapes and accretions and extensions, I believe that we land here connected to or aligned with or really following, maybe there's a better word, an archetype. One of these archetypes, the guru, the warrior, the lover. Now, some of these archetypes are very general, and of course you think everyone is a lover, but no, everyone is not really an archetypal lover, just like everyone is not an archetypal thief. And we shouldn't also think that a thief means someone who materially steals material. One could be a thief of love. One could be a thief of beauty. It's also a matter of motivation, will, kind of the whole picture that we are faced with or presented with, or really I should say imprinted with, and that kind of directs our pathway through life. Yes, there's this whole issue of, does that mean we can't change, we don't have free will? That's all something to talk about, and I'd love to talk about it another time. We did already a little bit. But what I want to do in this case is look at the love types that I talked about earlier, and see how they might connect, how love types might connect to archetypes. This is a long study. We'll only get a couple of hours deep into the whole thing. But I think it's really worth doing for us to understand how we love, where we love, how we show our love, where we could recognize our love. It's very important to recognize our loving. I think we don't do it enough. I think we love far more than we are aware of, because we are not aware of the types of love that there are. And so we are not always aware that we are showing love when we are showing love. We may feel that we are withdrawing, we may feel that we are withholding, but within that there could be a kernel of really active, flowering love. And it's important for us to recognize that, because part of being open, part of being in contact, in connection, in flow, is to love and be open to love. And part of being open to love is being able to love ourselves. And part of being able to love ourselves is to recognize that actually we are loving ourselves all the time, but we don't know it. There are so many ways in which we deny our loving. And so I think that, exploring this, whether in the context of our beautiful mystical archetypal love characters, or just in love types, it's something that I think is extremely valuable for each of us and for all of us together. So I hope to see you there, July the 27th. We open the doors at 6:40 in the evening. We start at 7. we interact, we talk for a couple of hours, and maybe a little less, and then short break, and then we close with a meditation or a little bit of song together that brings us into a spirit communion. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. All love.